As I get closer, I see a very large figure. It had a wolf-like head.
Non-stop, and I can't even go out there and they just take off and run.
It's dropping those same metal spheres. I am in Washington State.
Dirt road again, and when I looked in the rearview mirror, I could see a dark shadow of a person floating behind the car as we were driving.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Brookster Watches. Today, I do have a creepy, spooky, and mysterious compilation for you guys. Okay guys, so we've actually hop, skipped, and jumped our way on over to Facebook now. I have a few to show you on here. Now this one is by C. Wayne Wilson. And it simply says, what would you do if you seen this each night? And it appears to be some kind of creature outside of his window.
This is what's looking at me in my window.
Now, I don't know if you can see it, but there are two glowing eyes starting to appear right here. It looks like it's standing upright. Okay. So yeah, let's continue.
Non-stop, and I can't even go out there and they just take off and run. She wants to see me so bad, they want to see me so bad, then they need to stop running every time I walk out the door. This is getting ridiculous.
So let's give this another watch. Now, he says he has tried to confront the creature, but every time he goes out there, they're not there, or they run away, or something like that happens. Now, what I'm going to try to do this time is brighten it up for you guys, especially during editing, to see if we can see any more of an outline. Like, of course, we can see eyes right here. Down here, I thought I could see like a very long arm and maybe like some of its belly. But yeah, let's watch it again, and during editing, I will brighten it as much as I can for you guys, okay? As much as my program will allow me to do.
This is what's looking at me in my window. Non-stop, and I can't even go out there and they just take off and run. She wants to see me so bad, they want to see me so bad, then they need to stop running every time I walk out the door. This is getting ridiculous.
It reminds me of that Ludacris song when he says, "Who's your housekeeper? What you keep in your house?"
Tell me who's your housekeeper and what you keep in your house.
Yeah, he's like spying on him. Lord have mercy. What would you do if you seen that looking in you? Like, I wonder if it's like in at you through the window. I wonder if it's still looking at him to this day. Like, we need some updates, sir. Like, what the heck? Have you caught it yet? Do you realize what it is? It kind of reminds me of a Bigfoot, but I could be wrong. Okay, guys, so our last one here on Facebook is actually a short story about a dogman, wolf-like creature that this man witnessed. It is by Untold Radio Network. And it's a huge wolf-like creature stood 7.5 feet tall. Untold Radio AM. Words are hard today. Sorry. All right, let's give it a watch.
As I get closer, I see a very large figure. It had a wolf-like head. I was later to find out, because I went back the next day and I compared it to the stop sign where its head stopped, that it was over 7.5 feet tall. And to my sight, and my looking at it, I'm estimating this thing weighed about 650 pounds. It's raw muscle, covered in dark hair. It was cantered to me, and it ignored me totally. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm looking at it, and it went once again up to its mouth, with what it had in its hand, took a bite and went back down, and it's just stood there chewing. And I'm watching this thing, and it was like I was nothing. I was meaningless to it. It didn't care.
That was intense. Can you imagine just like seeing that scene? Like him looking, I want to hear this full story now. I'm gonna have to research this a little bit. But yeah, I couldn't imagine just seeing something like that, especially like eating something, like just taking a bite out of like a turkey leg or something like that, and just like, whatever, going about your business, sir. I'm having dinner. Okay, guys, so this one right here is very strange. Like, almost a UFO, UAP sort of thing going on. It says, oh, I'm sorry, it's by Real Shapeshift, and it says, action today. Let's just give it a watch.
I hope it's getting it on the camera. I can't even see the screen. Holy shit! What in the hell? This is bizarre. You see that? See that cloud right there? See that bright spot? Now watch at the top in that little V where that bright spot is. Watch that bright spot jumping around. I see that. What in the hell is going on? This is bizarre. This is crazy. Whoa, look at that! The red one, you see that? I hope it's getting it on the camera. I can't even see the screen. Holy shit! What in the hell?
So, with this, a lot of people are saying that, number one, it's War of the Worlds going on in the sky. Like, Alien Wars, there's a war between angels and demons up there. They're saying that, Jesus, this is like the trumpets of, it's the end times. People are, I don't know. Like, everyone is saying, it's either UFOs, like intergalactic fighting, a battle. I don't know, guys, but it is super, super strange. They appear to be in some kind of, like, I was thinking either a beach or some sort of like shopping complex, because there seemed like a lot of people was around. And a lot of people were actually saying that it could be Project Bluebeam as well. So, as always, I'm going to leave it up for y'all to decide. So, this one right here, there's two videos on this I kind of want to show you, but this one is sort of explaining what it is. It's by Sneaky Sushi, and he explains what the Buga Sphere is. Now, there have been a lot of sightings on this supposed multiple Buga Spheres coming down to Earth, like from like these crafts. And there have been multiple people that have attained these things. They act weird. They move around. It's like they're sentient, intelligent beings. Nobody knows what they are, but they have been seen multiple times. So let's go ahead and give this a watch to figure out what this is right quick.
This is the Buga Sphere, an unidentified object that was seen flying in Colombia in March 2025. Yes, just this very year. And scientists still don't know what it is. But they did find out what was inside of it, and it spooked them even more. The sphere was first reported in the town of Buga in Colombia, hence the name. According to articles, the object was spotted flying above the town before being found on the ground. When researchers examined scans of the sphere, they reported that no visible wells or joints were discovered, which is unusual for human-manufactured metal objects. Usually, we piece metal parts together, not produce a perfect metallic orb like it was 3D printed. Some viral posts claim its weight changed dramatically from 2 kilograms to over 10 kilograms in a few weeks, but that was just the beginning of the strangeness. Scans seen online appear to show multiple internal layers and small spheres, depicting a floating core and advanced fiber optic networks, suggesting that the Buga Sphere is a highly advanced piece of technology. Then there are the otherworldly inscriptions. Like, look at this. What the hell are these inscriptions? Etched on its surface are strange glyphs and symbols that many claim resemble ancient Sanskrit texts. But what do they mean? Well, you may not like it. And one translation that was offered reads, "Beware the sky. Signal received." What signal? Bro, what signal? What sky? Who's receiving the signals? Are we being invaded? Then in July 2025, something truly remarkable happened. According to reports online, scientists at the National Institute of Mexico exposed it to a frequency sweep of 190 to 300 Hz, along with ancient Sanskrit mantras. And the Buga Sphere responded. Its temperature reportedly increased, and electromagnetic bursts were recorded as if it was waking up, or perhaps waiting for a key. So, is this sphere a relic of advanced tech, or an elaborate hoax by a very talented artist? We don't know yet, because it's quite recent. But there are tons of online speculations and unverified claims, including everything I just mentioned. Most of what I said are unverified, and there is just a lot of noise and very little facts. So until we have solid proof of what this Buga Sphere is, we just have to wait for answers, if we are even allowed to hear the answers. But I'll be keeping a close watch on this. This is the Buga Sphere.
So, yeah. And since then, there have been a lot more sightings. Some are real, and some, of course, are hoaxes, fakes. Of course, we're always going to have them, guys. The next video by Iceman_Fox. Okay? It says, another invisible UFO is spotted, this time in Washington State. The cloaked UFO appears to drop 2 metal spheres, which I'm thinking are Buga spheres. Okay? So let's just give this one a watch.
So this is the same UFO that was on TikTok. It's dropping those same metal spheres. I am in Washington State. What is going on? This thing is not making any noise. But hold on, I need to calm down. It obviously doesn't want to hurt me. What are these things? They are appearing, apparently, all over the place. It just dropped 2 metal spheres that are down below the trees, these fir trees. Alright, listen, it started.
It sounded like a Buga Sphere just dropped outside. I don't know what the heck is going on out there.
It's lifting up, it's going away. Calm
Bye.
down, everything's fine, it's leaving.
And it looks like it's got more spheres in there, or is that something else? I don't know.
It's floating away, it's not making any noise at all. It's completely transparent. I mean, you can see the outline of it. It just stopped spinning, alright, it's lowering back down. Look, you can see right through it. You can see right through it. It's completely transparent. It looks like a jellyfish or something, alright, it's taking off. This is exciting. I ain't even scared. I'm just hiking, man. That's wild. There it goes. There it goes.
Bye.
There it is. I'm in Washington State. There it goes. I'm out. It says, so this is...
He needs to go find those spheres. Seriously. Now, is this some sort of elaborate hoax? I don't think it's the dreaded A word, okay? I do not think it's that, because the video, number one, is way too long. Number two, seems like a legitimate man going on a legitimate hike. I could be wrong. Hell, you know, you just never know about that. But this is weird stuff going on, guys. What could this be? Is it... maybe it's not even alien technology, or maybe it is. Maybe it's like spy. I don't know. I don't want to get into that, you know, with things from different locations, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, guys. It's weird. It's weird for sure. What do you think it is? These Buga Spheres, and why is it happening? Now, this one is really, really strange. It's actually a clip from the Appalachian Mountains. It's by Whispering SPT. Okay? It says, these two clips were sent to us. Location, backyard in the deep woods of North Carolina. Too close to home. Owner heard crying, couldn't see anything, so he set the dogs free. Why would you do that? Keep the puppies safe, please. Do not let your dogs go after that. It says, listen carefully. Second clip was enhanced by owner. What do you think? That is weird. Now, people are saying, oh, it's a wildcat, it's a bobcat. No, okay, bobcats, wildcat, they can sound like, you know, panthers and all that. We do have them here. But they sound more like a shrieking, screaming woman. This was a woman almost like the sounds of La Llorona, like crying, weeping, and then what appears to be some sort of freaking demonic growling after that. Super creepy. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a bobcat or a wildcat or anything of that nature. But what do y'all think? Definitely let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, guys. This one right here is by Archive Available. It says, it wasn't in the distance this time. It was over a town. So there must be a first part to this. But this is another weird sky phenomenon that's 100% real. People are actually like comparing it to the Upside Down in Stranger Things. So let's see. This happened on 2/12 of this month of 2026. A lot of these are very recent. So let's give this one a watch. Now, could this again be some kind of intergalactic battle going on? A battle between angels and demons? People seem to believe this is seriously what is happening in our skies of late. Or could it just be a huge, big, elaborate hoax? But someone did say in the comments this is the second view of this video that they seen. So there is obviously another video out there of another view of it. And then there's a video previous to that. I don't know, guys. This is totally terrifying. But what do you think this all is? Do you think this is legitimate? Or do you think it's just a hoax? Okay, guys, so this one right here is by Sebrum, and it says, while getting ready for my shower, sounds started coming from what was Mr. Patterson's room. So this is sort of like a paranormal thing. It's quite long, but it's well worth the watch because there are definitely some paranormal things happening here. I'll just let you watch.
Just to show you. There's nobody in here. Yeah. I'm home alone because I live alone. Would make a reason would be sensible why I would live alone. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my camera up right there, and I'm gonna go hop in the shower, and I'm gonna leave y'all to it. Pay light bill, so gotta consider the fact that I pay light bill. Don't worry, the backlight will be on. So let's go ahead and. All right. Yeah. Make sure you guys got a good view of the hallway. I believe you do.
Yep, that's a good creepy view of the hallway. Thank you, sir, for leaving us here in this creepy hallway.
All right. See you guys after my shower.
Now he's leaving us, which is scary. Are you hiding in the comments right now? Because I would be. Okay, so he's taking a shower in this other room that's way back here. Light comes on in the other room that he is not in, supposedly. And he starts singing, which he's got a very, very nice voice. But I'm going to pause because he's singing a well-known song. And I don't know if YouTube will flag me for it. But yeah, there's stuff starting to happen. Okay. Lights off now. But yes, he's got a very beautiful voice. I just have to mute it because I don't want to be flagged for copyright. Okay. We've got some movement going on now. The door is opening by itself. Yeah, no thanks. And just to show you that he's still singing in the shower. Okay. The door proceeds to swing open now of its own accord. Light comes on again. Light goes off. So it seems very much like poltergeist activity that's happening. Now, this is not the only thing that's happened to him. Several incidents. He's got a whole playlist of haunted poltergeist activity. He's got a shed out back that just all kinds of things happen. So I'm going to have to do my research on this to let you guys know the whole entire story and why it's actually haunted. I don't know who Mr. Patterson is, but apparently he haunts this so-called property. Yeah, I know I didn't like that, and it was really, really creepy. What do you guys think about that? Is it a hoax, or do you think this guy is really haunted? Now, this one right here is by It's Savannah Darling. It says, episode 28 of Tea After Midnight. This story was sent to me through email by Chris. Okay. So yeah, it's just a spooky story. I think it's from Appalachia. So let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Tea After Midnight. I don't know if you guys are ready for the story I'm about to tell you because it is absolutely terrifying. I was in chills and tears by the end of this story. So with that being said, grab your favorite tea and settle in, and let me tell you another scary story that happened in the Appalachian Mountains. Very good tea tonight. This story comes from Chris. Hey Savannah, my name is Chris and I just recently found your account when I saw one of your Tea After Midnight videos. I really enjoy listening to them and I thought I could submit a story that happened to me and my best friend when we were back in high school. This happened in 2005 in the Appalachian Mountains. My friend AJ and I were seniors when this happened, and it's partly the reason why I left the Appalachian Mountains once I graduated. AJ and I were really into ghost hunting back in the day. We would go to random places near where we lived to find abandoned houses and churches to explore. I just want to say for anyone listening, do not do this. It is extremely dangerous and I wish we never would have done it. I had this camcorder that we brought along with us every time. We thought we would eventually catch something on there, and little did I know, we would be right. One morning at school before class, AJ came and found me and told me he was excited because he found a new place for us to explore after school. I was excited because we had run out of places to explore, so the idea of something new was really cool. After school, AJ met me at my car and told me it was about an hour-and-a-half drive. I was really nervous about that because by the time we would get there, it'd be almost dark. But honestly, nothing ever happened to us on other adventures, so I thought it would be fine. On the drive there, I asked AJ where he heard about this place. He told me his brother went there and said it was really creepy and that something supernatural really existed there. We came to a fork in the road and AJ said to take a left. The road ended from pavement to gravel and we started heading deep into the woods. I asked AJ if this looked right and he said yes. His brother said for us to turn left once we hit the fork in the road. We drive for about 15 minutes down this windy dirt road and started to see a white church. This church had seen better days for sure. It was falling apart and just looked haunted. Once we arrive at the front of the church, we see a small hill that has a cemetery on it. We both got out and I grabbed the camcorder and turned it on to start filming. The door to the church was open, so AJ and I walked up the steps and we went in. We looked around and there were a few pews left with some Bibles and everything was covered in thick dust and dirt. At the front of the church there was an altar, and on top of that altar was the skull of an animal that I didn't recognize. It creeped me out and I told AJ to come look. He said that's really disturbing and he didn't know what kind of animal it was either. We then started asking questions as I'm recording to see if we could catch anything. AJ asked if there was anyone there with us, but we didn't hear anything. I then asked if there were any spirits there that would like to make themselves known, to tap or make some sort of noise. We waited a moment and then we heard a small bang on the wall of the church. AJ and I looked at each other. We were freaked out, but also thought it was cool that something had made a noise and that we caught it on camera. We asked a few more questions but didn't hear anything else, so I suggested we go check out the cemetery. We walk out of the church and the sun was almost set. As we were walking up the hill to the cemetery, I feel like we're being watched. AJ looked over at me and said he felt like there were 100 eyes on him. I got chills and I told him I felt the exact same way. As we got to the top of the hill, it flattened out and you could see all the headstones to the graves. It was a fairly large cemetery and the woods surrounded the entire property. I was still recording as we walked between the graves, checking everything out. We asked a few more questions but didn't really hear anything. By this time, it was fully dark. I started to get creeped out because the feeling of being stared at was now more intense than ever. AJ asked if there are any spirits that want to make themselves known to make a noise. Before he could finish that sentence, there was a blood-curdling scream that rang out from the woods. I started to run down the hill, but AJ stopped me and said, "What if the person needs help?" I told him we would get back to town and call 911 and let them know what we heard. He grabbed the camera from me and started pointing it at the woods to see if he could see anything on it. When he started scanning the wood line with the camera, he stopped directly in front of us, and what we saw was a tall, dark shadow with red eyes staring back at us. We booked it back to the car as fast as we could, jumped in and locked the doors. I went to start the car, but it wouldn't start. I kept trying, but it still wouldn't turn over. I was not about to get out of that car, so we just sat there in complete silence and darkness. I cracked my window a little bit to see if I could hear anything, but all I could hear was my heart beating in my ears. AJ told me it was okay and that we were safe in the car, which oddly calmed me down when in reality, we were not safe in the car at all. I then heard a crack right next to the window, which sounded like a big branch snapping. Then the analog clock on my car came back on, which made me think that we could start the car. I tried turning it over, praying it would start, and it finally did. I pushed the gas pedal and sped out of there as fast as the car would go. We were driving down that windy dirt road again, and when I looked in the rearview mirror, I could see a dark shadow of a person floating behind the car as we were driving. Then it just disappeared. I was freaked out, and AJ asked me what I saw, and as I was telling him about the shadow behind the car, we felt something hit the side of the car where AJ was sitting. I wasn't going to stop the car because I was sure whatever just hit the side of the car wasn't going to let us leave. I drove so fast all the way back home, I know, breaking a few laws along the way. We pulled up to my house and we got out and walked over to the side of the car where something had hit it. We stood there in shock after what we saw. Clear as day, there were 2 handprints on AJ's door that were imprinted into the car. These handprints were easily 3 times larger than both mine and AJ's. I tried to wipe it off, but again, these were dents in the car. It couldn't be wiped away. AJ stayed with me that night, and in the morning, I asked my dad to come look at the car after telling him what had happened. My dad, AJ, and myself went to the car, but there were no handprints. AJ and I looked at each other in terror, as we know exactly what we saw the night before. AJ then called his brother and asked him exactly what he saw when he went out to that church. His brother responded, "Why? Did you see old red eyes too?" Ooh, I have literal tears in my eyes. Okay, there's clearly a lot to unpack here. What do you mean, old red eyes? I am actually terrified. I have chills. This is crazy. Clearly AJ's brother saw old red eyes, so why he didn't tell AJ about it before he went, I don't know. Shame on you. But they saw it on camera. Chris sees it in the rearview mirror. What is actually going on? Oh, but then the handprints. Don't forget the handprints. Being there, both of them seeing it, it's dented into the car. Next morning, they look at it, not there. What? Actually, what? So Chris actually responded to my email when I asked him if I could use this story in a TikTok. He said, "Thank you so much for reading this. It's really the most terrifying experience I've ever been through. And I ended up going to college far away from the Appalachian Mountains after I graduated." I actually do not blame you. I would have done the same thing if I'd have seen what y'all seen. I need y'all to let me know in the comments what y'all think this is, because I genuinely have no idea. I've not read anything like this before, but this right here has absolutely unsettled me so bad.
Well, everyone, what did you think about that creepy compilation? Let me know in the comments. Have you seen anything spooky, scary, or cryptid? Send your encounters to me. You can also email me, tag me in any social media of any spooky, scary, or paranormal or cryptid clips. I also would like to give a shout out to all of the members of the channel. Guys, thank you so much for what you do. You really do help this channel so much more than you know. And I just want to let you know I'm a little bit behind on things, but the free membership drawing will happen soon, so I do apologize for that. But just be looking out for that, okay? And speaking of merch, don't forget to check it out. There's always 20% off your entire purchase when you put in the discount code WOLFPACK at the end. Or if you spend over $100, you can get free shipping. And WOLFPACK, remember, keep your head up, keep your paws up, stay strong, keep going, and make sure you stay tuned to the very next episode. And until then, guys, bye!